Hey everyone, it's George here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is episode 2 of the check-in series. I can't believe it, time goes so quick. So the last one I did was 3 months into my hair growth journey, and you may or may not have seen that video. If not, I probably recommend watching it before this one because then it's gonna give you a better understanding of why I've decided to grow my hair in the first place. But now it's month 7. I don't know why I did that. Month 7. I was meant to do it at month 6, but I got so distracted and so busy doing other things and other videos, etc., that I just completely forgot that it had already been 6 months, and now it's 7 months since I started growing my hair. And as you can hear from my enthusiasm, I'm very excited because I'm really starting to enjoy my hair again. About 2 months, maybe even less, about 5 weeks ago, I went through a bit of a bad point in my hair growth journey where I was just really tired of all the comments I was getting. Now, this wasn't from close friends and family, but just other people in my life reminding me of my old haircuts and, oh, you look so good if you cut the back a bit, or if you got a comb over but you actually trim the sides, and oh, we miss your old hair and stuff. Like, so many people. But as I say, not close friends and family. They're all super supportive and encouraging, and keep going, George, keep growing it. It's gonna look so great when it's long. It looks great now. Just keep going with it. Do your own thing. But yeah, I definitely struggled a good few weeks ago where I had those nights laying in bed thinking, maybe I should just cut it. But the thing is, I think it's one thing to think about doing that, and it's another thing following through with it. And I'm not going to follow through. I'm not gonna cut it. I'm gonna keep growing it. By the way, if you keep hearing noises, it's my tortoises. They haven't hibernated yet, and they're really active and making tons of noise, so apologies. Anyway, I don't care about the haters. And they weren't even hating. I think what you guys are gonna experience if you start growing your hair is you will just constantly get reminders from people saying you look so much better when your hair was like this. Because I'm still in the awkward stage. I'm gonna get into the length of my hair and everything in just a moment, but it is certainly an awkward stage. I haven't cut my hair for 7 months. It's not long, it's not short, it's not even medium length yet. It's this sort of bizarre length where it's just dangling below my earlobes, and I just look like a bit of a funny character. Just going to have a sip of my drink. Anyway, negative stuff aside, I am actually feeling so good about my hair now. I just love it. I love growing it. And I knew I would. I've always wanted to grow it. In the last video, I said that I've wanted to grow my hair for over 10 years. But the world we live in, short hair is for guys, long hair is for girls, and I just kind of adopted that societal preference and carried on with my life. So what have I been up to with my hair? Well, not a whole lot has changed. I did have a maintenance cut where I got rid of my split ends, and I said I was going to do this after 6 months. So when I decided to grow my hair, I said in 6 months' time, I'm going to get a maintenance cut. When I had short hair like this, I used to make it curly. I've got very straight hair, and I do think I might look a bit like an elf from Lord of the Rings when it's long because it's so fine and so straight. I don't have much wave in it at all. A little bit, there's a little bit of wave going on, but it's not curly, it's not frizzy. If I go in the ocean and come out, it's like this over my face. I can't just sweep it back and come out like a supermodel, yeah. And the wind blowing my hair back, and it just naturally curls up and looks perfect. It's very straight. But I don't care because everyone's hair is unique. Everyone's hair is great in its own way. But I did used to make it curly. I used to get straighteners and I used to curl my hair and then rub a ton of product into my head. And in my last video, I mentioned that my scalp is so much more healthy these days. I don't have dandruff. Yeah, George Holistic used to have dandruff. I don't have sores on my scalp. I don't have an itching irritability feeling constantly on my scalp. It was the products that I was using every day. Now that I don't use any styling hair products on my head, my scalp has completely cleared up. So I went to the barbers, and bear in mind my barbers in my local fishing town hasn't seen me for 6 months, and they couldn't quite believe it when they saw me. They were like, where have you been? But I asked for them to just take the split ends off. And to be fair, they said I didn't have that many. The ones that I did have were just in the front where I was curling it, but around the sides there's no split ends because they were always short anyway. Another sip of the drink. So they took off the split ends and they shaped it just a little bit. I said, if it looks a bit out of proportion, or one side's growing faster than the other, or whatever, could you just make it a little bit neater without taking any length off? And I recommend everyone to do this every 6 months when you're growing your hair. Now, I'm no expert, you know, I've only just surpassed 6 months myself, but it made me feel really good just sort of being in the barbers again, getting them to look at my hair health, getting them to just cut off a little bit and style it, shape it just a tad. That made me feel really good and really motivated to carry on the hair growth journey. And they're really supportive. They were like, you know, what products are you using? Oh, it's looking great. Oh, you've got really healthy hair. It's grown so fast. And you know what? It was funny. When I was there, everyone around me, because it's mostly guys, I go to a Turkish barber's, so it's mostly men who go there. In fact, I think it's probably 100% men. They were all getting skin fades, which is great, which is fine. And I did that for over 7 years, but it just made me cringe a bit. Not at their haircut, just the sound, the razors, and everyone cutting off their hair. It just made me feel like, oh, I want to protect my hair so much. I put so much time into it and effort and surpassed a lot of criticism and negativity that now I've adopted this newfound love for simply letting it grow. So that's the only update I have for you, really. Product-wise, I'm certainly using some new ones. These are Olaplex products. Now, these are vegan and good for your hair. They are expensive. They are good though, and they last for ages. I've been using these for over a month, and I mean, you can see in the oil, haven't even made a dent, and in the leave-in conditioner, hasn't made a dent. The reason I invested in these was because every time I washed my hair with shampoo and conditioner, it still felt very dry afterwards. And I hate that feeling so much because I've looked into the natural oils that your scalp produces to protect your hair, and they're so amazing. Nature is incredible. Your body is incredible. All these natural oils are amazing for your hair. They're exactly what your hair needs. They're exactly what your scalp needs as well. So every time I was stripping my scalp from these natural oils, because I'm so into holistic health, I always felt a bit grossed out by the whole thing, you know, using a man-made product to strip away something that the body is creating for a purpose and for a reason. But now I've got a really nice balance where I do strip the oils, and it's not stripping the oils so much, it's more just cleaning the scalp, because the scalp does get dirty. Dandruff does build up. If you leave it for a certain amount of time, your hair will clump together, and essentially that's how like dreadlocks and stuff are created, right? By just not washing it, by just leaving it as it is. And yeah, it looks cool, but I don't want dreadlocks. So what I do now is shampoo, condition, and then I put these in afterwards, and it makes my hair feel so much healthier again, because I'm actually putting oils and healthy stuff back into my hair so it doesn't feel dry anymore. Like right now, I've literally just showered, I've shampooed, I've conditioned before making this video. I've put these in, and it doesn't feel like I've shampooed. It only feels like I've conditioned. There's zero dryness. If you could feel my hair now, it's so smooth. It's almost too smooth. It's a bit unnerving. So anyway, Olaplex number 6 is a leave-in conditioner. Now what a leave-in conditioner is it's similar to the conditioner that you use in the shower, but obviously you rinse that out afterwards. With a leave-in conditioner, it stays in your hair, and it's designed to stay in your hair so that it keeps it conditioned throughout the day. So basically, it feels really nice throughout the day. And then the Olaplex number 7 bonding oil essentially puts just a little bit of oil into your hair. It doesn't make it greasy. It just puts a bit of life back into your hair, and it's extremely good for your hair. I don't really look into the science too much behind these two, but they have won awards, and it's a very, very good brand. I also use this, which is coconut miracle oil, and I'm going to continue using this. And to be honest, using these on their own and using this on their own kind of gives me the same treatment. This is a leave-in conditioner and oil, so it revitalizes my hair, makes it shiny, makes it smooth, makes it feel healthy. But this is coconut oil essentially, and it kind of does the same thing. Smells really good as well, this one. I feel like I'm on a tropical island. So this conditions my hair. This also puts natural oils back into my hair, and it certainly revitalizes it. This is cheap as chips. This is kind of expensive. I actually use all three in my hair after a shower. So by all means, experiment, try out these products for yourself. That's one thing I've certainly learned when you're growing your hair is you're gonna get through a bunch of different products. You probably don't need any of them, but it's good fun to try them out and just see what works for you and your hair type. I've been using these oils less and less as well. So we've got castor oil, we've got rosemary oil. Now castor oil and stuff, you know, they say it promotes healthy hair growth, it stimulates the scalp, it protects your hair from UV radiation, etc., etc. But we've got to remember that the oils that your scalp naturally produces have everything that the scalp and the hair needs to be healthy. This is an outside source. It's still good, it still works. There's been lots of studies that shows it does promote healthy hair growth, and I do still use it, but I don't use it every other day. I don't use it once a week. I would say I use this this probably twice a month. And what I do is I put these two in and I scrub it into my scalp, and I'll leave it in there for about an hour before I shower, and then I'll shampoo, condition it, and the oils naturally come out. It just gives your scalp a bit of a buzz and a bit of stimulation, and I'm sure it does work and it does help. But if I use these versus not using them and let my hair grow for a year, I'd probably have the same results. When I do use rosemary and castor oil, I also include these two. So this is lavender and this is pine needle. Oh yes, you know me, Mr. Pine Needle Man. I love pine needles. I drink them a lot. They're very, very healthy, and pine needle oil is very good at destroying fungus. Now, I don't have a fungusy scalp, but a lot of people do, and it's very easy to get a fungusy scalp, otherwise known as dandruff, right? This definitely helps to keep my scalp clean, so I do use this and I'll probably keep using it. You don't repeat. Don't want to use this on its own. You need what's known as a carrier oil. So you can use castor oil, you can use coconut oil. Just make sure that there's something that's carrying the oil, because this is so concentrated that it could potentially burn your scalp when you use it. And I had this problem with tea tree oil. So I used tea tree oil, but I didn't use enough of the carrier oil, and I got some sores on my scalp because it burnt it. So they're good, they are good, but you just don't want to use too much of it. Just 2 or 3 drops with your carrier oil. I use lavender as well, similar properties, stimulates the scalp, removes a lot of fungus and bad bacteria. It destroys all the crap that loves to live in your hair and in between your hair. So lavender's fantastic, and the smell is terrific. Same thing though, very heavily concentrated. Make sure that you include it with a carrier oil. Oh, and if you're wondering what shampoo and conditioner I use the company Faith in Nature. They've got very good ingredients, really nice smells. I also use one of these, and this really helps to just get into the scalp, because sometimes when I shampoo, I feel like I'm just rubbing it on my hair rather than my scalp. But if you use one of these, they're super cheap. I think it's just called like a head scrub or something. Scalp scrubber, pointy teeth machine. It looks like one of those fish that lives at the bottom of the ocean, doesn't it? If you saw this on a documentary, you wouldn't question it. You'd just be like, oh cool, that's just one of those weird fish that lives at the bottom of the ocean. But yeah, this really stimulates my scalp. I can proper get in there with it. So I really recommend using one of these. That was the last sip of my drink. How often do you shampoo and condition, George? I usually do it twice a week or once every 3 days. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, a close-up of my thumb. No, let's talk about the length. So I'm still wearing this bad boy. He's saved my skin a number of times. So this is just a little headband that I wear. It just pulls the hair back very nicely and allows me to tuck these side bits in. And it's so much nicer just being able to wear my hair now like this. But it's a lot longer than it was in the last video. So as you can see, it's still a little bit damp from my shower, but I am currently now at caveman mode. This is a first as well. I can actually bite down on my hair.
Congratulations.
I always thought that was gonna feel so much more exciting when I could finally bite down on my hair, but it's not. I can also blow it.
Once again, congratulations.
I'm just gonna carry on the video talking like this really seriously. Around the sides, comes right over the ears now. Around the back, it's getting much, much longer, and it's a little bit curly around the back. That's the only part where I have a bit of wave to it. I am hoping that when it gets longer, it's gonna kind of be able to part a bit better and stuff. Otherwise, when it is actually long, I'm just going to look like this and be like, yeah, I've got long hair. Yeah, I've got long hair. Hello. But yeah, it's so straight and so determined to go forwards. You know, I go like that, and before, you know, I know it, it's all in the front of my eyes again. But I think once it's got a bit of weight to it, I'll be able to kind of pull it back and it will just hang backwards, because it's still not long enough yet. It's not even long, in my opinion. You know, once it's right down here, I think it will have a nice amount of weight and I'll be able to just kind of flick it back and it will all just fall down the back a bit better. I also really like the tied up look. So like a low man bun, a high man bun, and that's probably how I'm gonna rock it quite a bit anyway, just tying it up. But yeah, it's mad that it's just longer now, and it feels great, and I'm so happy I did it. And it's been 7 months, and I think this is quite impressive hair growth for 7 months. I think it shows that my hair is certainly healthy and I'm doing all the right things nutritionally. Is nutritionally a word? Nutritionally. It is a word. We've both learnt something new today. Thanks so much for stopping by for episode 2 of my hair growth check-in series. The next video I'm gonna make is 10 months. So once I've been growing my hair for 10 months, we're currently at 7. Once it's been 10 months, I'm gonna make my next video, and then I'm gonna do 12 months. So it would have been a whole year, and we'll see how much my hair has grown in a year. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. Have a lovely day and I'll catch you next time.